So we're obviously going to get to what the hell is going on with the Trump administration. We're going to talk about Khalil, the Columbia University student that is, that story is the main story for today. Hex Babe, thank you for the 20 gifted subs. I think it's horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying that the Trump administration that signaled that they would do such a thing, which is the denaturalization potentially of people with citizenship, people with like proper paperwork, are doing that at the behest of Israel. And it is shocking because it's like a very similar McCarthyist rule that unironically was used against Jewish socialists and communists quite frequently. And now it's like being used against people who speak out against Israel. And you see like Jewish and pro-Israel organizations just like championing this, and it's really gross. It's very scary. It's very bad. We're obviously going to talk about all of that. But let's start with Elon Musk revealing that X is under a massive cyber.
Hey, this just in, John, if you're having issues on X today, perhaps you are at home. I certainly have been today. Apparently there is an outage, and Elon Musk now says that a foreign actor might be responsible for this. This is what he wrote. He says there still is a massive cyber attack against X. We get attacked every day, but this was done with a lot of resources, either a large coordinated group and or a country is involved. So some serious allegations.
What's really crazy about this, I think, is that remember how I talked about liberal run Twitter versus Elon run Twitter and the significant differences between the two, and how liberal run Twitter wasn't great. Maybe there was some bloat. There wasn't the best moderation, but at least it like kind of worked. Versus Elon run Twitter on its bare bones does not work at all, running on a skeleton crew. And how I always used to use that as an analogy for what happens when the Democrats run the country versus when the Republicans run the country. As you guys know, I'm not exactly the biggest fan of the Democratic Party, right? That much is clear. I am very critical of the Democratic Party, as a matter of fact, on a lot of issues, especially when it comes to foreign policy and even on domestic affairs. Having said that, while the Democrats also suck, at least there was a degree of competence within the federal government, within the way things work. Whereas when Republicans come in charge, they basically break everything. They're like, no, we have no care or consideration for the welfare of American citizens. We're just going to break it. We're going to break it. We're going to take a hammer and just like start slamming it on the federal government, the administrative state, and we're going to pick apart the scraps and strip it. Basically engage in copper stripping to the best of our ability, like a bunch of crackheads, and then steal what remains of the federal resources at the behest of the wealthy. Why am I talking about this analog, though? Because if under Elon Musk's leadership, if Twitter is constantly breaking all the goddamn time, shouldn't you be a little worried that this guy is now in charge of the administrative state? Like, in a very meaningful way. Shouldn't that be a point of concern? That's the way I look at it. I'm like, well, this guy seems to not do a good job, okay? And it's weird to me that him not doing a good job at Twitter was that, paired up with $100 million in donations to the Trump campaign, was good enough for the Trump administration to go, hey, you know how you Twitter up? We want you to do that to the federal government. I don't know. I'm a little worried. That's just me. If they can do this to Twitter, perhaps. What kind of cool things can happen at the federal government? Because the reality is, I do not have any confidence in Elon Musk. Is that not have any confidence whatsoever in Elon Musk? I don't have any confidence in his leadership skills. I do not think that he is an intelligent person. I think he's a charlatan who has failed upwards. And I think that while massive cyber attacks do happen, while massive cyber attacks do happen, I think his administrative and managerial skills certainly play a role in these sorts of things that happen frequently being far more impactful than they should be. Okay? All right, hold on. Anecdotally, most Teslas I saw while walking around this weekend had posts on them with Elon doing the salute and saying to sell their cars or massive key scratches on the body. But yeah, Elon riders are losing their patience, says Demasius. It's true. Look at that. I think I'd rather be woke than broke. Turns out it was die or die. Turns out it was. A lot of people kept saying, oh, it's equals die. No, it's or, okay? That's what it is, baby. That's what it is. That's what's going on. It took them, you know, being in the red for a couple months to finally come to that conclusion. But if you got Elon Ryder saying stuff like that, I'd rather be woke than broke, then god damn, dude. God damn. God damn. Anyway.
Allegations there from the owner of X. Musk will be on Fox Business later on this afternoon with Larry Kudlow, hopefully with an update on what is happening there.
Well, that explains why my Twitter or my X wasn't working very well earlier today.